Okay. We should be going and... Okay, cool. So that video is playing in the background.
All right.
While that video is playing in the background, I'm just going to set up my other computer now so that I can watch the comments. We can read comments, and if guys have got questions, we can check that out.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay.
I've got a whole thing going on here.
All right. Maybe it might be super thing.
I'll be there within 2 seconds. Yeah, we've got another couple of minutes.
Okay.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
Oh, I'm a little bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. Remember, it's just us chatting.
Chatting, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm trying to fade in the background, but there's so many people already wanna watch.
Just like a seed in a garden, you will grow to be tall, staring out over miles of land without ever wanting to build up walls. Lift me up in your branches, we can watch the sunrise. Just a couple of bruised up souls that believe that it was worth one more try. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. Too many days in the darkness, without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, but darling, you were meant to survive. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart and spend less time in your head. many days in the darkness without.
This is the Tipp Topp Podcast, the TIPPTOPP podcast, hosted by myself, Keaton Ditchfield, and we talk about everything to do with the outdoors. That's fishing, camping, hunting, birds, wildlife, conservation, and a whole lot more. This podcast is as raw, untamed, unedited, and unapologetic as nature. So buckle up. This is the Tipp Topp Podcast. And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of It's Tipp Topp Fishing. My name is Keaton Ditchfield, and we are joined today by an epic angler, David Dumakude. Welcome, Mr. David. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks very much to meet you. That's very nice to meet you at final at least doing this live. That's very
Yeah,
great.
man. It's a lucky for you to be here, and I'm like, it means a lot to me that you're here. I've seen your post on Facebook. It's been absolutely epic.
Yeah, no, thanks very much. Yeah, the thing is that I never knew it so much until today, that so finally to say that I'll be doing a live thing that, of course, most of the time I used to just do it for myself, but I would like to really to thank everyone that was behind me, supporting me, from my mother, families, sisters, cousin, the mother of my children, Malas and Sean and Kaden, Mobs, Keith, Chris Leon, Dean. You know, there's a lot of people there out. Those I never mentioned their names, so it doesn't mean that I forgot about it, but it's just about time I've been spending them with, guys like Andre from Archibate. That's fine. Thanks.
That's lekker, man. So it's so cool that we've got people behind you, because it's not, you don't just go on the bank by yourself and that's it. You just catch big fish. It's not. It's a fishing is like a whole community, and it's quite nice that we all support each other, and we channel all that support from our friends, our family, and we use that in our fishing to make fishing even better, I guess, eh?
Yeah, really true. That is the thing, because I mean, fishing is like going, meeting somebody new, seeing new, learning. It's like every time there's a new step in the procedure of life that you come across and whatever. You can go, you say you're prepared, I'm going alone, but definitely when you're coming back, you have made some few friends, you have learned something, they've shown you their secrets, you have seen some things that you never believed. That's things. I mean, it's like, it's a journey that it doesn't ever stop. It's just keep carrying on and on.
I truly agree with that, because it's like, if you go to a coffee shop or something like that, it's a social environment, it's a social place. But if you're sitting there, you're not going to go and talk to the table next to you if you don't know them. But if you fishermen, they sit next to each other, they don't know each other from a bar of soap, but they're going to chat to the guys next to them. They don't know them, but they're going to chat. How's it going? Have you caught anything? What's the fishing like? And every time you go on the bank, it's like you meet someone new, you get another friend.
Yeah, really true. That's the thing. That's why I say, yeah. I mean, you can be there on your own, but end of the day, somebody's gonna come there. Matter it's a fisherman, it's not a fisherman, but somebody's gonna be interested just to know what you're doing and how's it and that, and what you're after and what put you to do this actually at that point.
It's so great. Like, it's so true. Like when people that don't even fish, they will still ask you, catch anything? Or you know what I mean? Are there even fish in here? Or whatever they do.
Yeah, that is always a question like this. Like sometimes you're like asking yourself, like, oh, I'm sitting in the water, but I mean, I'm sitting, you see I'm doing something, but they're like, yeah, really? Do you think it is a fish yet? What kind of fish is it even? Does it bite or where does it come from? You know, you get so much interested to say, there's some people still, they don't know about nature and whatever. So yeah, something living underneath the water, it's something little you need to study and whatever to find. It's something you can just learn by a second. Just you have to open your mind and your heart and follow it.
I find that when you say yes, there are actually fish in this dam, like, because people don't like you say, they don't really know nature, they don't really pay attention that much. And when you're like, yeah, there's fish in here, there's carp, bass, barbel, whatever, and they're like, what's that? And then you show them pictures of things you've caught. Like, I haven't caught that big of fish, but you show them pictures and they're like, in this dam, really? They had no idea. Meanwhile, they've walked past that dam every day for the last 20 years, and they had no idea.
Yeah, really, that is the thing. Yeah, most of it's like a shock. because it's like you caught them like without even don't knowing that they were gonna be today. They're gonna wake up. Then they were like, all right, I grew up here when I was still small, like went schooling and done that. Now I'm married, I have grandchildren, I have this or what. I never knew there was such a kind of thing. I used to see people doing this and what, but I never thought about it. That that's something like that. But it's like, I'm young, I'm chasing that. That's the thing.
Yes, it's so nice. So,
Yeah.
speaking of being out in the bank and being in these, being next to these dams and stuff, one of the many reasons why I've asked you to come onto this podcast with me is because of you're not a normal angler. You're not like me who'll go to all the safe venues, to go to these places, that places, and I'll relax there. You go to some of the most dangerous venues in South Africa. Why? Like, why do you choose to go to the dangerous areas because it's dangerous, or do you choose to go there because of the fish and that's all you care about, or like why do you go to these places?
The thing is that, first I was a bubble hunter. I used to catch bubble a lot of time. Then until 2009, I met some guy. All right, most of people they know as Mike Laviscapi, but I call him Mike. So he's the
Okay.
one who taught me from this Park Lake and whatever, Albert's Farm. We started fishing and whatever. So there's some areas that normally where we used to say, I won't fish there. But to go and fish there is like, I'm afraid maybe I can get a snake, or if I can get something, or if I can get robbed and whatever. So for me, it's like, you know what, in life you live once. So if I'm not gonna do it, then who's gonna do it? No one's gonna do it. I need to do it myself. I need to prove a point until that. Because that to me is like sometimes there's some fishes, there's some areas they're untouched. It's like you're dreaming about like just one day, if I can just fish there, I know I will nail the fish, I will nail the fish. But if you have some doubt and everything, it's about how do you approach them. You see, first you go on, you approach them, you see it yourself, that's what you see. Like the thing like in Wemapen, the way I went out on my own way, it's not like I said it, no, I don't care. I knew it that I'm going to put my life in risk because I know there's been a lot of history stories, things have been happening here. I'm still new and whatever. But once I saw that time when was caught and whatever, and then what I was like, yes, this guy, they caught him there and he fished it real. So even now, I'm still talking to the guy and whatever. I ask him, Brad, tell me what you see. Then I was like, afterward, I was like, you know what, I'm going to push it myself. I'm going to go there and I'm going to fish. I'm going to see what the results. I want to know what's happening, but I want to fish it from the bank. And, chances of out of 10, I would say the chances out of 10 to get robbed, it's a 9. It's a 9. It's a 9%. Yeah, it's a 9%. Because now somebody will just pass. You'll see for yourself, like, oh, I was like, okay, now I can see there's trouble here. So, but let me just be calm and whatever. It doesn't, then most of people will think it's just about, no, because you are black and what. No, what crime doesn't choose. The guy that wants something, they want it.
And they don't care. They don't care what you look like. They want what you have.
Yeah, they know approach. What are you doing? What you are like? No, I'm fishy. So you catch it after you take a photo. They'll even stand. Just like, oh, you release it back and once it's forward. I'm like, no, just it's something wrong. But if you're interested, like, okay, we really appreciate it. It's very nice and that you see. But that's the most thing. I push it. I really don't wanna. I'm not that guy who wanna say, all right, I'm going weekend fishing. I wanna sit one place. Even where I'm fishing, I don't sit one place. I would like to walk around, check where it's happening, whatever. Because if you're not gonna stand up and look for those fishes, they're not gonna come to you. You must understand, you're not the only one sitting on the bank. There's many people sitting on the bank they're fishing with. So you have to also push yourself to boundaries. And if somebody next door by you, they catch like an 18 kilo, you check for yourself which direction did they cast, how did that fish approach them, or what bait he was using and everything. So for me, I was like, okay, if I want to catch the same fish that guy caught of something similar to that, and I don't get it by this weekend, I need to move on and see somewhere else where somebody cannot be able to do it, but they can do it, but they just don't have that thing to say, no, let me do it, and that you understand it. So
So Dave, you say you're a mobile angler. You like moving around and stuff like that.
Yeah, yes, true.
Is your kit made so that you can just pick up and go? Do you fish very lightly?
No way. No way.
You take time. You take everything in the kitchen sink.
No, the thing is that I don't like that to move along with the kid up and down and whatever. I'll do it in a sneaky time. Or when time I know that people are sleeping, nobody's watching and whatever, then I'll just pick up a little bit, take one rod, put it. The next moment in the morning you wake up, it's like, oh, this guy was fishing here. Where is he? Oh, there he's sitting there and fishing. That's what I do. If I feel it like I feel like it's unsafe or whatever, I'll just take my rods, put a rod there, fish there, then I'll sit just far away, just watch and then wait for the run. That's what I'll be doing. Yes.
Okay. So when you say you watch anglers when you move, is that the only reason why you move? Is like, okay, obviously you're not, if say the reason why you're going to move is because you're not catching, but the reason why you choose to move to a specific place, is it only because you see other anglers catching there, or what kind of signs from the fish and from nature do you look for to tell you, hey, I must move to that spot now or later, or what? If you understand what I'm saying.
All right, yes. The most cases, the thing is this. This depends while maybe when I'm sitting. Sometimes you sit in the swim, you see maybe you catch one fish of nothing. Then from the morning you've been there, no fish showing up and whatever. But far out in the bank in the corner, maybe there's reeds, of lily pads, of hyacinths, of a small of something, a structure of natural thing. Then you keep seeing fish showing up, and I'm always counting. I'm always watching and counting how many times I see a fish jumping in the same spot of different area and that. I'll be counting, I'll write it down. Even if you'll be sitting talking to me and whatever, I'll be listening to you, but my eyes, they will not be there by you. I'll be watching there, that side, and to say, all right, that side, you know what? It's producing, so I was supposed to have been there, but I never knew. So that's the thing, most of the time I'll move out. It's not just because somebody caught the fish and whatever. Because most of the time you go to the dam, you're not always gonna catch. That is not something you can say, you can predict, you say, no, it's fine. Today I'm going to catch. No, it comes. If it didn't come, it didn't come. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to know, like, there's two sides of this whole thing. Like, everyone blanks. Even the best anglers in the world blank. And that's very important for specifically new anglers. They mustn't feel bad that they blank. The best carp fishermen in the world blank. They just blank less. And then also to look at other people, because like in terms of like if you're watching YouTube and Corda's videos and stuff like that, it always looks like they are catching fish, but they don't always catch fish, and they say they don't always catch fish, and we must always remember it and know that, so that when we go onto the bank, we don't feel so bad when we sit there for 24 hours and catch bugger all. Because that's fishing. There's no rules. There's no set things. It's nature versus us, and nature knows everything, and we know very little. And it's just how much we can learn and keep learning. Because I keep learning every time I go to the bank without fail, and that's why I love it. Because you can never know everything, and like you said earlier, you talk to other people on the bank, and even if these anglers are like really terrible anglers, you can still learn from them. There still might be one or two things that they've thought of that I haven't thought of, or something like that. So Dave,
yeah, truly, that's the thing.
We are talking about your 9 out of 10 now about getting robbed, chances of getting robbed. Have you been robbed on the bank and stuff?
Some cases it happened, but it's like grabbing, maybe casting a rod, and somebody just pass on, grab a phone and run. Until the real I was robbed, it was by Wemapen. I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 years ago. But I knew it that day. You know what? I went and go fish with this other friend of mine, the black guy from KZN, Stu. He goes by the name of Stu. So he was a guy impatient, wanted to learn to fish. I was like, can we fish that side? Because I want to show you how maybe to catch a grass carp or something. But for two of us, it's going to be risky. Then the guy's like, okay, let's go. By the time when you went to the shop, the guys, they just pop up. So the guys, they just came there. I was with the church people and whatever. We got tied up and that. But luckily, we never got
tied up.
We got tied up, laid down.
Did these guys have guns, knives? What did they
have?
Yeah,
one guy has a gun. One guy have a gun. One guy have a gun. So these other two guys, they were just operating, tying us up with the church people, laying down. I was even watching from Anthony's side, watching by the restaurant and watching. And you know what, the rowers, the guys of the canoe rowing, they were just passing like nobody's happening. Everybody was like fun. Was like, oh, really, this is happening to me today. All right, it came this way. I'm like, okay, you know what? If I make it, okay, I'll understand from now on. I was not aware of it, a little bit slack off and whatever, but this is my one. But if I can make it up alive, things maybe I'll need to make a background a little bit stronger and know a little bit more much better. But until to find out I'll be lucky, they took their phone and then just they walk away and they were just talking lots of things. That's the thing happened.
So-
and it's like,
So they just tied you up, took away your phones, and then left.
yeah, just took out their
And-
phones and whatever. Just they were demanding because they were demanding lots of things. And this guy,
Okay.
the way he was talking, is like he knew it. He's like it's the biggest criminal ever by where my pen. He's been robbing everyone because he was naming each of the cars somebody was fishing from wild side and naval. He called them everyone, and I was like, "Yo, this guy." So he knows what it is. He's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's
act
been
like-
watching.
He's like, "Yeah, I know all the cars, the Bantam. You can name all of them. Then most of them I know the guys like Chris Leon and Dan, Mike, and I knew it, but he mentioned the color of the car and number plates and everything, and even the structure of the
Yeah.
person. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm dealing with someone. Yeah, I'm not dealing with somebody taking charge. I'm dealing with somebody who knows it actually
Yeah.
what he's doing. Yeah,
You're dealing with a professional criminal.
yeah, really, yes.
Yeah, man. Some of those places are so dodged. Like I know on the other side of Wemmerpan, like not the Wemmerpan specimen camp. The Wemmerpan specimen camp is pretty safe. They've got
Yeah,
guards there.
right,
They've got
sorry, yeah,
fences. And
thank
they've
you.
got all that stuff. But fishing on the other side of Wemmerpan is not good. I used to row there. I used to be
Alright.
one of those rowers that you're talking about when I was a lighty.
All right,
like-
yes.
We've seen a couple of dead bodies there, like for different reasons, and that's the kind of venue I'm talking about that David fishes. This is the
Yeah,
place
right.
he happily
Yeah.
goes there. So Dave,
Yeah.
talking about safety and like I'm terribly sorry that you got robbed and tied up. That's awful,
All right,
and
now
I
that's-
wish that
yeah,
on no
that's
one.
part
It's
of-
terrible.
All right.
What advice would you give to guys, because you are quite experienced in fishing venues that have the potential of bad things happening? What advice would you give to other carp fishermen that want to also target potentially dangerous venues? What advice would you give them to protect themselves?
Okay, all right, thanks. This is what I will say to the guys. The guys, first of all, when you go fishing and whatever, first of all, the guys, they need to cut off alcohol. And that's the thing, most of the guys, they want to go and relax and sit down, you're relaxing. Like, I mean, if in your house, you're not safe that much, because in your house, you got electric fans, CCTV, ADTs, like
Yeah.
butlers and everything. So how you expect by the bank to be safe? I mean, you are in the nature, out in the bush and whatever. So you need to be aware. Most of the time, make your research, ask a lot, make questions, check out. Don't just say, oh, we're deciding this week we're going 5 of us, we're going go fish. You never know how many guys are living there. You see, then you might say, we're 5 of us, we're armed, we got everything, we got secure, we got cars and whatever. It's easy to get away. To find out the guy can rob you, somebody smarter than you, and he knows everything like you. Because even the criminal can break in your house. It doesn't just come straight on when he knows it. Okay, I got the electric fence I have to face, I got CCTV, I got ADT, I got the
They
dog,
do their homework.
the owner. So that's the thing. So most of the thing when I'm telling the guys, they need just to be aware, just to do some research before they go to the lake and whatever, and check, approach it. Don't just approach it by the day when you go fishing. Just make sure
Yeah.
before that to say what's happening, how's the movement, from time to time, day shift, night, in the morning, and that. And how many people
Yeah.
you see there fishing there and what, yeah. So that's the thing.
So I think one of the good things to do, in my opinion, I'm not as experienced as you, is scout. Go there
Yes.
without your cell phone, without your wallet, without anything, no rods, no nothing. Go there, walk around that area, look, spend a bit of time walking around, look and try to think like a criminal. Like, you'll never be as good as them because the criminals are professionals. But
Yes.
look for places where criminals could be hiding behind reeds, where they could possibly come up behind you, where, I don't know, if you were trying to rob someone, where would you come from? What would you do? And try to pick spots to fish that don't have many of those places, so you're not
Yes.
as much at risk. And like I think, David, you mentioned it, do your research, as in talk to guys. Would you suggest talking to other anglers who have also fished there?
Yeah,
About
that's what-
potential dangers?
Yes, that's the thing I'm trying to mean and what I'm saying. Yeah, just go talk to the guys who've been fishing. Because in each lake, there's a spot where you're not allowed can fish and whatever cause of things happening terrible one. But there's other side, there's always people fishing and ask them what happened and whatever. See what's happening actually, what it's a similar thing happening or it's a different thing by times and whatever. So that's the most information you can get it most than everybody because you cannot just ask a stranger by just passing like, no, can I ask you? No way. You see, that's
That
not
stranger
gonna work out.
could be a criminal.
It can be the one, then you can say, all right, this guy want to know something about us. No, don't worry, just come follow me to find out if somebody else is going to just jump for you then in a moment without knowing. Yes.
That's tough, man. Like with my dad unfortunately got hijacked back in the day, and like it was by gunpoint and whatever, and it was terrible, and the guys got away with the car, and it's awful, but they never caught them. But then Dad went walking at the local lake, and there goes the two same guys that robbed him, greeted him, how's it? We carried on walking. And he says, those oaks look like every other oak you see. You can't pick them out they don't look like criminals. They just look like lovely young men, and they greeted him like it didn't even happen. And it was like, you just got to be careful who you trust on the bank.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a first of all thing you need to know.
Find people you trust. Ask them first.
Don't
Don't just ask everyone and follow everyone on the bank.
Don't just walk out. Yeah, you have to find somebody to say, no, this I can trust. I can relate with him. Yeah, that's just fine.
And Dave, you say you watch the water all the time. Now I know guys at Emmarentia Dam, some guys, because they fear for their safety, they fish with the rods out in this direction and they're facing the water. But when they sit and they watch the road, the bank behind them, just to check who's coming. Do you do that, or do you sit sideways so you know who's coming? Or how do you set up your swim?
The thing is that with me it will depend. I'll check like what kind of actually structures of a swim that I'm sitting with. So how could I see from the movement of the people? So that's the thing. First of all, most of the time I don't face it. I don't want to face the people and whatever. I'd rather sit sideways, try just to ignore them. Like just to say, no, he's not watching us, he's watching his fishing stuff. I want to have a view to see my fishing rods and the people who are coming and to see my behind. So you have to have a 300 degrees almost view on your own, on your eyes, not without standing up, just by sitting down. So that is most of the thing what I'm doing. Yes.
Okay, so you set up your swim so you can see around you and you be aware of your surroundings.
See around my surroundings, yes.
Have you ever decided not to swim? Not like say the fish are on one side of the lake. Have you ever decided not to fish a swim because you could get to the fish with your rods, but it's in a swim that allows you to be snuck up on? Have you ever decided not to fish a place because it's just too risky?
Not me. As I'm saying, not me. Really, no. I really do things. You know what? Even not me. I like to push a challenge. I think last year while I was starting fishing homestead, I fished this other spot and whatever. There's a hyacinth and whatever, and people were telling me, "Don't fish that place and whatever." I thought, all right. A hyacinth, if you hook a fish, you can just pull it in, the hyacinth will move away. To find out those things when they're sitting together, it's like trying to break a wall that you have a cement on it. So, you know what? And then I caught around was 1 o'clock in the morning, then the rod just went off that stood up, played the fish on, I played, I tried to pull it on, it was stuck. Then I got so angry, I was like, yes, I don't even have a boat and whatever. Put away, I tried to walk in, then I was like, yo, it's so deep here. So what I'm going to, I was like, you know what? Let this fish just pull off. Then I'll be glad. I fight it after almost for 30 minutes. I fight it. When it just tried to jump and show up, then try to just to show up and jump, I just keep the rod. I gave the patient out until I got a fish. I landed it out to find out the fish was 15 kilos. Actually, almost I said it with me. Yeah, 15. Then I like, yo. From there, then I learned my lesson. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I know it, but I like it. It's always a challenge for me. And it always pays off.
You're a boundary pusher. You don't care. If the fish are there, David's there following them.
Yeah, I'm there. I want to follow you. There's no way that you say you are safe. No. I will go after you because I want to catch you really.
David, apparently, okay, so That's why I admire you. Like, I wish I was as brave as you, but I'm not. I'm a neff. So, David, tell me. Apparently, there was a story, like talking about hectic things happening on the bank. Apparently, there's a story where you got burnt out of your swim.
Oh, yeah, that
Can
was,
you
yeah.
can you tell us what happened there? Where were you?
Oh,
What
yeah.
was happening?
No,
What
I was,
like what happened?
it was just me and Keith. We were fishing. Keith, the other guy, just on fishing. We're just fishing here by home, by Wema Pen by center. So everything was fine and everything. Then we're like, blow me. The guy started to on his own, just think to say wanna bend the reeds on his own without telling us. He didn't
He's
even
gonna
he
burn the
knew it.
reeds.
Yeah, I was bending the reeds. And there by center when you're fishing, we covered by the reeds. I mean, the BVs, brolies, everything is just there close by. So what else can you do and whatever? And we just saw the fire. Luckily, the water was close by. So we had to jump in and kill it. If we were far out from the water, I mean, it was going to be an issue. Everything. But Keith got
So did you
angry.
just clap all your gear in the water?
No, we didn't clap because there was no time. Because, I mean, that fire, the fire when it's winter, when it's starting to burn, when those reeds start to catch up, it's not something you can say you can, because you unprepared. You're like, must I grab the BV of brolies? Of what must I grab? Of a rod whole bag of my rods and whatever. So we know what, we jump in the water, we carry the water, and we just threw the water in and out. Then that was the thing only just that happened so fine, whatever. Okay.
Come here.
Good.
Go out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm telling you, go out.
Yeah, that was the thing so far that happened. Let me just move position.
Okay,
right.
cool. No problem, Dave.
Okay. Yes.
What's your name?
Yeah. So that was the thing so far that happened or not.
Okay, so
So
we're just gonna.
Guys, at the end. No. It's my friend.
So we're just gonna let David just quickly move spots there.
yeah, it's fine. All right. It's all right.
Okay.
It's fine. Yes.
Okay, it's cool.
Yes.
So when this thing happened, did it happen in the day or the night?
No, the thing it happened on a day. It happened on a day. Yeah, it was on a day. It happened on a day.
When those reeds get huge, they get when they catch fire, those flames are like 10 meters in the air. There's nothing stopping them. They're just gonna burn.
All right. Yeah, I mean, once they catch a fire, it's not something that you can say you can stop it like now and whatever. Cause it's something. It's like it's a speed that you cannot even to reach in a minute. Yeah. But luckily, we were like a little bit close to the water.
So did you lose all your gear?
No, we never lost anything. Because I think if we bought a Broly, a Cornflakes, it was still brand new. Was the first time we put it up, it got holes just on top, just small holes.
Yeah, from the embers.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
because I even felt so, you know what, I felt so sad, like I'm the one who brought this guy here, and he just set up, it's the first time this thing is setting up already, we got some holes and whatever, but we understand it actually, it happened, it was not something it was done in intention, or it was something we faced, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like it's whatchamacallit, it's something that you can't control, it's something that some idiot set the stuff on fire and that's it. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is get out, protect yourself, and look after your gear. But yes,
really.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah, that is really
so
something
sorry.
Else. Yeah, really. Yeah. But,
so Dave, your approach on big waters. I've heard rumors that you like hair rigs that are very long, like much longer than normal. You're laughing, so you know.
So explain to us. Know about it.
So tell me, how long are the hairs on your hair rigs, and what do you bait them on, and why do you choose to use them?
My hair rigs. I started only maybe using a rig pouch last year, because my hair rigs, they don't even fit on the rig pouch. I don't make a hair rig that will fit on there. You'll clip it, no way, because. I like fishing long hair rigs because most of the venues that I fish, you need to cast. You understand? So I don't want to cast something and I have to boundaries, having doubt, whatever, salt on what. Because most of people, when they will go fishing, they're looking for gravel. They want a gravel patch, or it must be, it must be stiff and whatever, no mud. So I fish anyway. I don't care it's muddy or what's happening, then whatever, I'll be fishing it. That's what I do. So most of the time, I know a long hair rig and whatever thing, it will do a thing. Matter there's a structure, whatever thing I'm facing underneath, because you never know there's a plastic sack underneath there, what you're laying on top of what. You understand? But you're trying to feel it with the lead and what. But your hook presentation, you must be something to say, what, even just can lay there for 8 hours or 10 hours. If it's right and the hook makes it all right, I'll have a fish. That's the thing. That's why I'm fishing all long hair rigs, But that's only few people know about it, actually. Not
well, now everyone knows about it.
Now everyone knows about it.
And okay, so you fish. You want your rig presented no matter what with a long hair rig, and then do you choose to have a soft braid, a soft hook link, or what hook links do you choose?
Soft. I don't like soft stuff most of the time. I only use soft hook materials and whatever if I'm dropping with the boat or with the canoe. But most of the time when I'm casting, everything have to be stiff and have to be like a boom. So it must not even bend down and what, because I'm fishing combi rigs. That's the thing. That's my best rig ever and whatever. So most of the time I like something must shoot out, because most of the time when you cast, most of the people, they were just casting, they're not even watching that. They're not even watching the lead where it's falling or where the rig is falling. So most of the time I'll be watching my rig presentation before it hits the water. So that's the thing most I like, because I like something must kick out when you're casting. Because you're putting an effort to cast. It's not like you're just dropping it off here and what. So when are you dropping soft material and whatever, it's much easier and whatever. You don't worry and whatever, because you're not just dropping mouse trapping or what you do. You can just fill it down, then you leave it down. Even when it's sitting, it's not in the silt, it's not nothing, it's out of the silt, it's out of a structure of anything. So that's the thing. But most of the time, I love stiff material.
Okay, so you want a stiff material that would probably reset if a fish swims over it. It'll just sit back there.
Sit back, doesn't shoot bait. I don't even use presentation forms. I don't even use them. I don't need it, because I know myself. I know that rig, wherever it's sitting, must be laying 100%. There's nothing to worry about.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's probably why you catch so many fish, because you're the most confident person I've ever seen in terms of their rigs. It's other people are like, I hope it's like this. You like, no, I've got long hair rigs. The presentation's perfect. I got stiff boom. And I'm great. I love it.
No, right? Yeah. No, really. Yeah. For me, it's whatever. The thing is that I'm not that one of the person who are always changing, jumping from this to this. What has been working for me 5 years ago, why should I change it now? Because what I'm trying. So let me carry on. And if it's been landing me nice quality fishes, so then means I'm fine. That means I know my thing, then I'm fine. I don't need it to go sit down and start something that I don't even know how you even started in the beginning. So that's the thing with me.
That's fantastic. Yes. So Dave, with your baits that you put on these hair rigs.
Yes.
Is your earphones in? Because I'm hearing an echo. It might be me. There you go. Hello? No, it's gone. It's gone. Okay. So, with your long hair rigs, what bait do you put on it? Like, let me ask you firstly, if you were only allowed to use one more bait ever in your whole life, one type of bait, what bait would you pick?
I won't even bottom bait straightly.
What type of bottom bait? Is that particles? Is it boilies, or is it what?
Boilies. I'm normally boilies. Most of the time it's a boilie.
And what flavor bottom bait?
That's really simple. That is the little secret people that will start knowing.
Okay, then what? Fine, okay, we won't put out your secret. What's your second favorite flavor?
All right, I'll say just that way. It will be like anything you have to do with banana, of pineapple, and fish meal in between. That's what I would say. Yes.
Okay, so a mix of those.
Yeah, a mix of those. One of those and a mix that I'm satisfied. I'm happy.
So you are really a carp angler that cares about flavor. Like flavor, it makes a big difference to your fishing.
Really, you know what? Yeah, flavors are most of the thing that to say what thing. Because you know what? In our lakes, there's so many natural structures of things that are feeding there. We found them there for years and years. So for me, I always want to make sure to say my hook bait presentation and the smell and the color, it must be something that I can say, all right, I'm a two different. Most of the time, this I'm gonna say. I never told nobody. This is what I do. If you
You're
take
telling
your
everyone here, hey? Just letting you know.
yeah,
Everyone's going to know now.
yeah, now I'm telling everybody else. This is the thing when I do. When I go to the shop, I'll take my child. I'll move from the section where they're picking sweets and whatever. There must be something that in many of this chocolate, you will rather run to the one flavor and that certain thing. And I'll ask myself, what attractive, what made him to see that, to say, all right, what caught his eyes in the first place to say, I want to go for this. That's what most of the thing when I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, I will check the main other children. They'll be passing up and down and whatever, passing, checking. All right, they're not going here. Maybe 4 or 5 children, they'll be going for similar thing what my child went for. And I'm like, okay, it's about a color, or it's about a taste of something else. So that's the most thing when I go to the lakes and the prison. That's what I do. Yeah, but I never told nobody about it. Yeah,
no, it totally makes sense. Like I'm sure marketing people study it like crazy, but it's something that carp fishermen must do as well, because you've got to give the carp a reason to bite your bait. And I've seen some past videos on YouTube and stuff where people have done studies on different colors and stuff like that, whereby they've gone pink bait and then they film underwater for a couple of days and they watch how the fish do it. Then they do a white bait and they follow how the fish do it, and that's how they pick their flavor. So they're literally doing what you do, where they go, why would they pick my bait out of everything? I better make sure my bait is that perfect thing.
Yes, see, that's the thing.
So Dave, we're still on that little section there. I've got a question here from Dumakude. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. He said, can you talk about how to pick the right fishing hook for which situation? Do you change your which hook for different situations, or do you have a favorite hook that you use for everything?
Hooks, this is the thing, whatever it goes with. The hook, it goes with the setting of the hook, that you will be fishing on, the size and the hook bait that you will be putting on. Because you have to most of the time you have to go with the size of the hook. This size of the hook, it will with the 16 mil, it's a size 6 or size 4 and whatever. I don't ever use size 1 or size 2. So for me, like places I know anything will be long curve, sharing, anything white gape, whatever, hooks and whatever. For me, it never bothered me. It never bothered me that much to say this hook is a certain hook. When I'm fishing the certain area and whatever, I need a certain kind of hook. No, that for me, it always goes with me the presentation of to say this hook. If I do it for snowman, it will suit it very nicely and easily. If I fish it with single hook bait only, it will do them for me that thing. So that's the most of the thing for me, my side it goes, yeah. But I see most of people, they want to compliment themselves. They want to know which hook you have to put to fish a little bit bottom sealed. And no, it's a lot of structures. It's a lot of things. If you know that to say, all right, I need a pop-up. If I'm going to fish a pop-up, what size of hook I have to use and that and that. It's not only that certain specific hook that you say, this hook, it's only for pop-ups. I fish a hook that is a pop-up on the bottom bait, and it's done me some results. So hook presentation is about yourself. Yeah, it's about yourself, your like, and what's happening.
I'm laughing now because you're talking about those people who compliment themselves. I'm one of them. I choose specific hooks for specific rigs. So for you, it's more about the size of the hook for the hook bait. And with me, I like to go size as well, obviously, but I like to choose certain types of hooks. For example, just to answer the question, Mr. Dimitar, is for me, I prefer, for example, a Ronnie rig. Gardner's got that fantastic hook. I can't remember I can't remember what it is, but it's a very, very very bent over hook.
All right, yes.
Yeah, it's like a curve shank, but it's like curve shank on steroids. I love that for
All right, okay.
for spinner rigs, but then with chods I use a chod hook. For bottom baits I prefer I'm between a quarter crank
Yes.
and a wide gape. Those
All right.
I'm at the moment I'm on the cranks. I love the cranks. I just love
Yes, all right.
how mean they are. But
All right,
that's
yes.
to answer your question from my side. But I haven't
Right.
caught fish like David. So David says it's about the size. So listen to David. Don't listen to
All right.
Keaton, who's a muscle.
No way. It doesn't mean what you give. You also know what you. Yeah, whatever you also give him, something can help him up somewhere, somehow. Yes.
Okay, so David, so often you choose to fish boilies, hey? That's your thing. Or do you fish everything?
Also, you know what? We know it from long time ago, even before I can start thinking to catch carp and what. We know maize used to be a thing. Maize, bread, it used to be a main thing all over the years and what. So most of the time when I'll approach a lake and whatever, I'll fish maize. I'll go with straight feeding maize, fish maize, not even adding hemp or tiger nuts
or whatever.
of buckwheat, of the pigeon mix, no way. Fish that I'll be fishing only maize, I'll feed that maize on top. Just to see the reaction of whatever, to see how they react and how they're picking up and how long does it take and what. Then from there, I'll go a little bit like boilies up and then they're trying flavors and color. That's the
Okay.
thing. Yes.
Okay. So David, we've got Emil asking about grass carp. You have caught. Let me bring them on. Let me show you these people what grass carp. This hectic fisherman has caught. You caught grass carp that grass carp that I'm showing on the screen for the viewers looks like it's bigger than your son. What's your biggest grass carp you've caught?
So far this year, my biggest grass carp is a 27 kg.
Kilo.
Yeah, kilos. But I never posted yet. It's still a surprise. I never posted yet. It's still a surprise. Yeah, I've just only posted video and whatever. But the whole photo of the full video, the full fish on itself, the photo, I never posted. I'm just holding it in the background for somewhere, somehow. You never know. So
I'm waiting for it. I want to see.
Yeah.
So David, do you target normal carp differently to targeting grass carp?
No way. This is how it started. Because I started to fish in Wemapen, I think 2013 or 14, with a friend, Justice. Then he told me about this grass carp. Then went to Germiston Lake. Then I was like, yo, I really want to catch this fish. Then it's like, you know what, to catch this fish, there's a way you have to. Then we were fishing one day by Wemapen. Then I saw somebody who was like fishing from the opposite bank, but was catching like grass carp like nobody's business. Then I took a walk until I get there. When I get there to check, I find Sean, the guy's owning upholstery place and furniture that were my pen sitting there. It's like, oh, David, you fishing here now and what? I was like, yeah. There was someone who was sitting next to us catching grass carp like nobody's business. It's like, no, that's Mike. It's on Mike. I was like, who's on Mike? I'm like, what Mike you talking about? Then he showed me the photo. Like, no way. This guy, I know him from somewhere. You want to tell me this is the same guy who was sitting and fishing? He's like, yeah, this is the one. I was like, his son is Jordan. It's like, how do you know him? I was like, he's the one who brought me in specimen and what. It's like, yo, so you know you've been in the block for a long time. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, if you want to catch a grass carp, go to him. So when I started to talk to him, we exchanged the number and Mike is the one who taught me how to target a grass carp and what. But that's the most thing. Summer, I normally target the grass carp straight. Those all the carp, commons and mirrors, but bellies, it's a luck. They'll be only coming through it. But mostly I know, because even you know what hook presentation you have to use, what hook you have to what presentation and what hook bait you have to use, and structures and everything. We know it. All the grass carp you need to catch. You wait for the heat, for the sun must be heat and whatever. It's only sun and whatever, and you fish them from the shallow waters, not from the deep waters.
So you only fish for grass carp, shallow water, in summer, in the hottest months of the hottest months.
Really. It can be how hot is it to say, no, what, I cannot go for fishing this and whatever. Go for the grass carp. I mean, like nowadays, you know what, life is much more easy now. There's drones and whatever. You can even take your drones out. Take your drone and go check on the shallow waters, 1.5, almost 2 meters deep. You'll see it. If the dam got the grass carp, you'll see how the grass carp comes. Even you go to Jamestown Lake, you walk in the bank. They're not in the deep one. They're just here close by. That's here close by the way. Because I don't know what they're after on the shallow waters. That's the thing. But that's why normal. I'll target them straightly.
Okay, and then do you change what bait you feed? Do you change your rigs? What else do you change other than targeting summer shallow water? What other things do you change to target these Wemmerpan or wherever grass carp, these big grass carp?
The thing I've changed, it was only last year I've changed. Last year I've changed the way I've targeted my grass carp. Because last year I just said it, you know what, everyone is fishing this Ronnie rig. I know it's a pop-up thing. So why let them not try it with a pop-up and see what can happen? The one that you got it, the profile pic that's where I made the worst mistake, because I tried it, I was alone. Then I caught 2 grass carp at the same time. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was really, really a mess because I was alone. And I was like, I want to go try it because this grass carp, they always come here. Because I've been studying them. Because you cannot, it's like close, like what you sitting on the bank, they're like 10 meters out. But I've been trying targeting the way how you target them normal, but they've been not biting. Then I was like, you know what? I remember Chris, I know Chris, they gave me some Nash pop-ups and whatever, and was not interested in them. Let me just try a Ronnie rig and put a pop-up, and let me just fish it here. To find out that it was going to pay off. Even the last grass carp of this year, I caught them on a Ronnie rig on a pop-up. So something I never knew that, So and there's something I never knew to say it will work out for me. But it really paid me off.
That makes a lot of sense to me, because if you look at the anatomy, because I'm not a grass carp expert by any standards. I haven't caught many at all. But if you look at from my thought pattern, if you look at the anatomy of a normal common carp or mirror carp versus a grass carp, their mouth shape is completely different. Like a normal carp, its mouth almost faces, it's like diagonal down kind of vibe. But a grass carp's mouth is almost sideways.
Yes.
So it would make sense that a grass carp would actively go for a pop-up, which is off the bottom, because it's easier to eat. It doesn't have to turn 100% down and eat like that. It can just pick it up.
No. It just wants it, and because most of the people, they think like grass carp just takes and goes. Stand up, and it's like you know what? Stand up. You can stand up, take your rig, and just stand in a place like for 30 minutes, and just back dropping. And it's like, what is fish doing? Because I never knew it even. Because even the first time I caught my grass carp, is like I see the back drop, the bobbin goes down. I'm sitting down. Mike's like, David, are you not gonna strike it? I'm like, no way. Why must I strike? It's a line swing of something else. There's a dark of feeding. There's like, no. A grass carp, most of the time, you just pick up your rig and whatever and stand one place until you just have to strike it on. You have to make that track a little tight and you strike it on and you bring it on. So then, that was something I never knew, actually.
Okay, so grass carp there's no rule to this, but grass carp don't always run fast. They eat slowly. They're small bites.
Small bites and just swimming backwards. Then you wouldn't even realize to say it got hooked, because you even pull it from 100 meters away, pull it close and reeling until it get close to see you. When you start to see the bank, to see like people, it's like, okay, I've been caught here, then we'll start giving you a fight.
Okay. So they don't really fight until they see you?
No, they don't really. No, you even think to yourself, like, maybe I got hooked on a plastic sack of a blanket of somebody's boots, you lost it or whatever. You'll be reeling and reeling. It's like, this thing is safe until it gets close. Then you like, because I even gave them a name. I call him AK-47, because even the way it goes, it's like it's unexpected. When it takes it, you can have whatever break strength you have, what leco you have, what hook material you want. A hook pull off is something easy from a grass carp. You are professional, not professional. It's easily.
Bro, I just can't get over it. You make me laugh. The kind of venues you're fishing. If you're going to catch a plastic bag or a blanket. People usually say weed and stuff. You say a blanket. Have you caught a blanket before?
plenty times it happens. Yeah, I've caught.
How does a blanket get in the water?
You never know. People that can have a picnic nicely, then there's a strong wind coming to find out that end up blowing it away, getting the water of something. Yeah, it's something, you never know. That's something I don't even want to put it in my mind, something, because, until I hook it up and sit down, like, okay, I had somebody's blanket, I wonder how did it get here, that day only. Then I'll pass it
I love
through.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. We've got a comment from Hanley Engelbrack says, awesome stuff, David and Keaton. Yay! Thank you, Hanley. What a
Thanks
legend.
very much. I appreciate it.
Guys, if you've got any questions for us, whenever I look here, I'm looking at my other screen that's got comments. So if you guys got any questions for our expert here, David, please pop them in the comments and we'll read them and we'll try answer them as much as we can. So David, your favorite rig is a combi link, eh? A combi rig.
Combi rig, yes.
And that's for carp, not for grass carp. Your favorite's now Ronnie.
Even for grass carp. I don't ever change. Okay. I'm not that guy who like to just to make my life a little bit hard and difficult and whatever. I mean, it's already difficult to catch that big one, so why must I change my presentation and whatever? It's only maybe the hook bait I'll end up just changing, but the rig will stay the same.
Okay. And your hook bait, you say you've got your favorite banana, pineapple, and fish meal kind of flavor. You say flavors are a big thing, and you said colors are a big thing too. What's your favorite color for a hook bait?
My favorite color is yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah, yes, yellow.
Okay.
That's my thing ever. Besides anything that's yellow and whatever, cause I know like nowadays pink and white and other color, whatever you see. But for me, I mean, yellow's a thing, because I started fishing like maize, and the maize most of the time it used to be yellow and whatever, and that you fish. So yeah, and I've caught so many and what. So I never, even when I went to boilie, I'll always try to push boundaries out. I'll just try to put the yellow in there just to see what will happen. Yeah. So really, yeah, yellow will be the thing. And as I say, banana, it's been my thing many years. I never cut it off.
Okay. Well, banana, I've caught on banana. Banana's a great flavor.
Yeah,
now, for me personally, with flavors, I'm not a huge flavor, like it's got to be this flavor. Like for me, I just think it's got to have some sort of attraction. And I think certain venues, for my personal opinion, certain venues have got favorite flavors. Like I'd say Rietvlei, you can always go with a stealth mulberry, pop-ups and bottom baits. That's what I've caught many times on. And when I try other things, usually it's the mulberry. With Barsig, you're gonna go for a fish meal or a berry or strawberry kind of vibe. What else? Each venue's got their own kind of flavor favorite, but that's just my opinion. But David, you roll your own baits, eh?
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
what makes you roll your own bait? Do you have a table at least?
Yeah, now at least I have a table. Now at least.
Not
Yeah.
for 20 hours.
Yeah, no, first used to be the hands. Yeah, my hands used to be something.
Yes.
The thing pushed me to fish my own baits. I remember the time when I was still doing experiment, 2010, 11 there. I used to buy supercast boilies. They never used to be 1 kilo. They used to come with 500 grams and whatever. But I
remember those bags, yeah.
Yeah, I used to always have a problem about the texture of it and the flavor and how long does it take. And then I was like, you know what, I really want to learn this thing and whatever. Then one day I was fishing this park lake, and then the guy just came next to me, was fishing boilies. And then he was catching fish like those boilies, don't tell me it's dynamite. Those days, the big brand was dynamite, carp hunter, and all those things. And local company were used to BFA and what. So I was like, no, I roll my own thing. Until the guy introduced me, he's like, no, my name is Justice. My friend is Dion Minbait. I know Dion Minbait, they are from that. So I used to come sit next to them, sitting by the lake, watching them rolling the baits and whatever. And I'm like, all right, I want to learn this thing and do it. So from there, then I was like, you know what, I want to catch a fish on my own bait, and then I want to see maybe I'm really good that much, or I just have to quit. Since from there until now, I don't even
Sure.
prepare. You know what? There's even so many baits. Even now, even somebody can approach me like, David, we from UK or from wherever. Can you fish this bait? I don't. That it will be like a difficult question for me because I still enjoy doing my own thing. Really, I don't want to lie. It's always like it's a puzzle I'm trying to build up. I want to keep on in my history and all on. Yeah, so really, that's why I like to use my own thing.
But it makes it like also with your own bait. It's like making your own lure. Which do I have? Look, I'm gonna get a lure. 2 seconds. Hold on, I'm quite proud of it. I had to get it. But back to what I was saying is like when you make your own thing, like I made my own lure. Look at this little guy. Hey, it's a little pop-up. Like a little pop-up, yes. Like everyone, brand new. Look at this thing. It's incredible. Will it even focus? There you go. Look at this thing. Oh, yes. When you catch something on a bait you've bought, it feels great, obviously. But when you catch something on a bait you've made, it's a whole new you
thing.
Feel so
it's
proud.
Like, yeah, you can not even. It's like every moment. It's like not even. It's like that they cannot. You wish that they cannot pass. Must be only remaining like really. So I got it right at last and whatever. Maybe it's a mistake. Let me try it again. And it happens again. It's like really again. It's like okay, so no means no really means then I'm doing everything fine and what. But don't expect every time it's gonna be like happening. That's what most of people are like giving up. So people like I just give up. Like I bought so much and that and no way. Don't give up. Just have to give it a try and keep it out until you see how far that it can take you.
Yeah, I agree. It's trial by error. And speaking of trial by error, do you have any other than don't give up? What other tips can you give to other people who want to roll their own baits? What boilie rolling tips would you give to other people?
All right. This is what I'll go. Last year when I was there by Andre rolling Achis bait, Jeresik, and SNZ boilies, there's some few things I've learned up. All right, that guy is ambitious. Andre, I won't lie. It's an ambitious guy. He really knows what he's doing. So
they're
for
all
me,
great baits, all of them.
Yeah, really. So it took me even so long to end up even to give me his recipe to say, all right, here's a recipe. I used to just come and mix and roll and whatever. The recipe used to be mixed by the wife, Pat. Until Pat, she got up, so fed up, she was fighting. It's like, no, give it to David. And once he gave me the recipe, I'm like, okay. They gave me now the recipe to roll the baits, and I'm like, hey, I have my own recipe and whatever. So, what is the guy, what is he doing? So there's things I've learned from him, from how does it balance everything in equation, and that I said, like, you know what, this guy really knows these things, not taking chance and whatever. Because, I mean, from every single of a bait, whatever he makes, any flavor, whatever, he knows it very well and what. So, most of the thing I'll give out to people, the thing is that it's not about you bought this high expensive thing from overseas, flavor of ingredients of everything. It's about, you know what, and most of the people that want to use acid. Nowadays it's about acid and whatever and thing. You know, the thing is that if you want to roll your own bait, you want to sit down, go study the dam, know what's happening and what has been going through in there, because it's much easier if you know what bait people have been fishing there easily and whatever. So most of the things like what I'll give is that sit down, roll your thing, believe in it, try it out. But don't say, I won't say just in a 1 month. You roll your own bait, you fish for 1 month. You expect in that period of 1 month, you have to have a fish. No way. Because you must understand there's other people who got nice, high quality ingredients than yours. So you must always try to balance it in between to see what you have to go on through and what you must hang over and what you must get through nicely. So yeah, that's the thing. Most of people they roll their own bait, they give up. So rather than you sit down and fish it on and see what you do until you learn it and you get it right. There's nothing doesn't start high and whatever.
Okay, so if I'm picking up what you're putting down is look at what is going into your local dam, try to copy that a bit and start simple and keep practicing.
That's the thing, simple and easy. And I mean, there's some people in the banks that will give you the baits out. Just like take that bait and break it down, try to see what ingredients it's in. That's much easier.
Okay, that's quite clever. Okay, so we've got a question from Morne van Dijk. He says, for someone that is starting out, what is the best rig to start off with?
Like a rig actually to start with, starting fishing. Somebody's
For a new fisherman, a new carp fisherman.
You know what, I would rather say go for a basic just rig that you can see, a normal just rig, a rig, a normal a rig, without it can be a soft material of like a stiff material and whatever. Don't go for something that's gonna be like it's gonna complete your mind of whatever. Go for something that has been there for years and something simple and easy. From there, try to learn it from. There's so many rigs out there now in this generation that we're living on and whatever. I can say certain rig and whatever. You find there is certain rig that was there then before long time then I can say, but it's like go for a normal basic thing. I mean, nowadays, even rigs are for sale and whatever. So there's plenty of rigs that you can start with just a normal rig that you can just buy a hook link material that you can be able to put it in, you can code it out. It's something simple and easy. Just make it your hair rig and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So what I would suggest from my side, Mr. Morne, is you've got two options. You can either go to S&Z Tackle and check out the ready-made rigs he's got there, because if they are ready-made rigs, means they work and they have caught fish before. So that's one option. The other option is I have made a video called the fluorocarbon rig in the Tipp Topp Fishing. On my YouTube channel. That is a very simple type of rig that anyone can tie. All you need is fluorocarbon, a hook, and your hook bait, and that's and a anti-tangle sleeve, and it's a very simple rig to tie. That and a couple of pieces of maize on top of it will catch carp, and it has caught hundreds of carp for me, and it's super simple, easy to tie, and it's a great starting point in my opinion.
Yeah, really, that's great.
So we've got Morne van Dijk says, because there are so much info and opinions, it just becomes overwhelming. Yes, I'm sorry. The specimen, there's more opinions than facts in specimen carp angling.
Yeah,
that's
there is really.
Fact.
Yeah, really, there is. There is really.
Okay, so I'm just checking up these comments. Dave, give me a second. What is the first thing? Okay, so Emil says, Seifert. I'm sorry, guys. I've got a reading problem. So if I don't read your name correctly, I'm sorry, and please don't be offended. Okay, so we got Emil. He says, "What is the first thing you look for in a swim, Uncle Davey?"
The first thing ever when you come to the swim, try to look for the fish. Even you look at overseas videos, Tarek Peck, Thierry Henry. All those legends and whatever. First of all, when they go, they'll walk in the swim, they'll stand. Most of the time, I'll go in the swim, I'll check what's happening, what do I see, where's the wind blowing from, how's the sun coming from which direction, from the morning, when it's sunset, where does it go, and they try to check even the direction of the wind, where does it blow most of the time, and what can make the fish a little bit more easier to move from that certain area and to pass this area. Because the lake is big, but there must be a pattern wherever it can come out to come and feed. So that's the thing. Most of the people want to just go to the swim to say, no, somebody caught the 16 here. So I want to go sit there, I want to fish it there. It's not that thing only. You can find that fish, it was there, but it was there because of the face moon, it was certain way, the weather was there, and the temperature was that way and that way, so that you can find it all. Or there might be something, a structure, a natural structure, it's feeding there on it when the basic time is it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But just because someone caught a 16 there last week doesn't mean that 16's sitting there again. Maybe that 16's on the other side of the lake going, yo, my lip's still sore.
Because it's not in one place, really. He knows it,
Emil, we've got Emil sending so many lovely questions. What a legend. Emil, you are a legend. David, do you know this guy?
Yeah, I know him. That's why I'm laughing so much because, there's some questions.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so David, you're going to answer your friend's questions now. So pick, if you had to pick, cast or drop.
Ooh.
Casting your rig in or dropping it off with a boat.
Or
bait boat. One of those three. Which one?
From these three, one thing I will say casting. Because casting, you can do it out anytime and one F. You don't need
Okay.
for anything. It can be windy, it can be anything. You can just do it anytime, whenever you like. Through the night, through the day, through whatever. It can be stormy, it can be hailing, but still you can cast.
Okay.
So casting for me.
I prefer casting too because I feel like that's proper fishing. I don't know why. It's got like I will drop baits when I can, but casting for me, I feel like it's really, really nice. Like especially Ritley. It's a big dam, but you're not allowed to take a boat, and I really like that.
Yeah,
What else is with casting? It's got some skill to it.
yeah.
There's a real technique to doing it.
With how you balance, how you standing, and where do you leave your rods and what's yeah. It's really something. It's an art. Actually, it's an art that you want to master every time.
And for all those new anglers, don't feel embarrassed if you get a lead, get your rod, and go to a bank and just practice. Practice. Find a spot and try get that lead to land on that spot every single time, because if you are more accurate, you're going to catch more fish. And that's just a fact. That's what's going to happen. Because if you want to put your rig on a certain spot because there's fish there, and you are now accurate because you've practiced, you're going to catch more fish. That's just a fact. And I just want to say, at nighttime, I'm awful at casting. For some reason, at nighttime, I cast like this. I don't know why, but it's just terrible.
No, but until you get it right one day at least.
So then we got Emil's got another question. Snag fishing or open water? I'm snag fishing every time. What do you feel?
Snag, always snag.
Snag as well.
Because open water, it's a little bit fish. It's a challenging.
Yeah, sometimes open water, the one piece of feature you're fishing is one little stone this big, and you've got to find it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so snags it's the best.
And then deep water or shallow water? I'm shallow water as well every time.
Shallow water's the thing.
I love shallow water.
Yeah, shallows is something. But it also will depend with the seasons of the months, what is happening in there. But mostly, shallow waters, it's the most where you'll find natural stuff being there. It's much easier to see them and to feed out and to get your fish out of there.
Yeah. I think with most of these questions, it's just what we prefer, because at the end of the day, what the fish tell us, we will do. So if the fish say they're going to be 300 meters away, we can't cast, so we're going to drop a line there. Or if the fish are in open water, we're going to fish open water, even though we prefer snags. The fish tell us how we're going to fish, where we're going to fish. And that's just fact. We're not going to make the fish come to us. We can't do it.
No, the
fish won't listen.
No, they won't just. Because, it's a land where they're living and whatever. You just have to try to nail them out from the out of their places. Yes.
So we've got, Dimitar's got another question for us. It says, what type of fishing line do you use? Because you've caught some big fish and in some snaggy places. What kind of line do you prefer?
Line that I would prefer will be anything double X. Double X line double X has been doing anything and Kingfisher line as well and whatever. Because in the sea, they're not, most of the time using like a braid and whatever. They're most of the time using a mono. Then you must know to see if they're using a mono, not a braid. And all right, means they'll have similar line there to say, I can use for carp. I can use the thing. You understand it? And I always learn about mono. I don't want to lie, because I have a friend, Jeff. Jeff always fish the sea and whatever. I always ask him, tell me, what is the thing? I never knew. Then it's like, no, David, there is a mono that you can use. It's from Kingfisher. It's from Kingfish and whatever. You can use it for carp and whatever. So yeah, and the stretch and the tangles and everything and whatever, the memories, you will see for yourself how long it even lasts you. Yeah. So the thing is that that's almost two brands that I prefer.
And what poundage?
15 pound.
15 pound. Yeah, I've used some of that giant abrasion before, that Kingfisher giant abrasion. I think it's that, but that's a stunning line.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, 15 pound. I won't go more than that. I will never go more than that.
Okay, because you lose distance with your casting or what?
Distance and whatever, you cannot. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. Then we've got Make your own future. Water. What setup do you have? Raphael Ninja is asking what is your setup? What rods do you use? What reels do you use?
Now somebody at least has been supplying me with the rods and the gears. Uncle Mo's, mops. He said it. I must call him mops today. I don't know why I must call him mops. So now I'm using Mission X, Daiwa Mission X, and the Windcast reels. And and the port I just bought it from my friend Keep. I'm using an H gun, the old H gun Nash. Old H gun Nash port. Yeah, that's it for 3 setup rods and that. Yeah. Alarms. Alarms is a JR, so alarms, yes.
A JR alarm?
Yeah, JR alarms.
What make is it?
Made, I'm not so much sure about it because it is still new.
Okay.
But it seems like it's old stuff and whatever. But I've been trying out because some buttons and everything seems like failing up. But I think because I tried to Google them and try to check how long they've been there and what. Yeah, something like maybe they've produced for certain few months, then after that they disconnected out. But yeah, that's what I'm being.
Okay.
I like it was the way it works for me.
Okay. And in terms of my setup, if anyone's interested, I've got TX1 Shimano rods, 12 foot, 3.5 pounds. Shimano LC large reels, the bait runners, and my alarms are ProLogic R2Ls, which I'm not happy with at the moment because no man, I want tough stuff, and the dials are falling off.
Hey,
and I keep them in the covers and the damn thing fell off, so now it looks cuck. They're great alarms, like they're very sensitive and they do their stuff.
Yeah,
but now it looks cuck because I've lost a dial, huh?
Yeah, I was also using the ProLogic alarms last year, whatever. Yeah, they're really fantastic and nice and what. It's not bad and whatever.
No, it's not bad.
They're good. They're good. They can do for you any job, any kind of situation you are at. Yeah, they can pay off.
I think in general alarms, because I've done quite a few reviews and I've seen quite a lot of tackle since I started Tipp Topp, and alarms are pretty simple. Most alarms they've got the same system where they've got the magnets inside that wheel, and as that wheel turns, the alarm goes off. Like certain companies like Nash have taken that to another level where they've found algorithms to measure how it turns so that it takes away wind noise, wind and stuff like that. But then you've got Delcums, which is a completely different thing, which measures vibration on the line instead of using wheels. But alarms do one thing: they make a noise when your line moves. That's what they do.
Yes, that's one thing.
And they're quite expensive for what they do. Some of them. The other ones, like Delcums, it's a very posh technology. There's a lot of tech in there. But there's a lot of other alarms that are I'm not going to say what type, what brand, but they're very simplistic, but they charge you an arm and a leg for it. And I think, what crap? Because it's expensive.
Everyone's trying to make a living. It's always a competition. It's always like that. And it's not ever going to be dropping pseudo plate. It's always going to be it. So it's about your previous, what you like. It's about yourself personally. What does it work for you?
Yeah.
So that's what will suit you out.
It's a fashion statement half the time.
Truly, yeah. Truly, always.
Emil says, get Delcums. I love mine. I'd love to get Delcums. I can't afford Delcums.
I can afford it. I would like to have it, but I mean,
they are amazing and they're hardy. I've seen. Say again, Dave.
I like really, they're really amazing alarms. Even myself, I can get them, I'll be happy. It can be AV, anything. Can be not before. I cannot even move to a TXI and what. No, just a normal dial. I mean, something still something that great can do anything for me.
Even that sound, that yes, everyone's like.
When especially you're fishing like Florida Lake stuff and that, it's like a competition. Like somebody will open it in a full blast, like to say, now they must hear it to say my talkie is the one who's going on. Yeah, it's from point to point, point to point.
But one thing about Delcums is I've seen some people use them for years, and they're like, yeah, I've still got mine. How long have you had them? 12 years, 13 years, 14 years. So you are paying for quality. They're well made, and if you look after them, they're going to last you a blimmin' long time.
That's really true.
If you've got the money for them.
For them.
Really. So let's do one or two last questions, guys, on the chat. If you want to do one or two last questions, we're going to answer those, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Okay. So Eugene Fan Biljon says, do you use PVA bags, foam? What do you use PVA in your fishing, Dave?
Nothing.
No, not at all.
Not at all. The guy I'm fishing, Keith, is the one tying. I don't even know how to tie the PVA. I don't even know. My thing is
I've got videos, you can watch them.
Thank you very much. So my friend, when we go fishing, I was like, always like, I choose. Every time we go, I was like, I choose, please. You know, we go fishing, please tie it up some PVA. It's like, no, you must do it. I like, please tie it for me. I'm rather, because I normally feed my things. I like to feed them with my spoon of something, of a rocket. That's the thing. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I never ever. It's only now, beginning of this time. Yeah, I'm starting to fish PVA bags.
Okay. But David, you must know how to do it. Whether you choose to do it or not is another thing. But you must know how to do it, Wenna. You're a big time fisherman.
Yeah, really, I'll do it. Yeah. I'll be sorry.
Eugene says, do you top water fish for carp ever?
It's a little bit difficult. No. It's not an easy thing. A little bit difficult.
I was top water fishing a couple of days ago. My first session after lockdown, I went to fun fishing in Alberton, that lovely little place. And there is one of the fantastic things about that place is that the carp love eating bread off the surface. So I took my fly rod and a bread fly imitation, and I was catching caught a carp off the top there. Oh. And then I was playing with other rigs. But the video will come out soon, guys, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that's fun fishing for carp on the top. I do quite a bit. And then I've also gone to one or two skellum venues before where it's a bit dodge there, it's a bit dangerous, and I go with, obviously not alone, but I go at night with no torches, no nothing. You use the stars and the light pollution from Joburg city, and that's all you see with. And you chuck pieces of bread there, and you literally catch carp 1 meter from the bank. But it's hard because you can't see anything. It's so dark that you look like this, and then you chuck a couple of pieces of bread in, and then you know how they float around, and you put your hook bait in the middle, and you watch it, and you watch it, and you watch it, and then you watch a carp come up to eat something, and you think it's your one, and then you strike, and it's like, yes, but then you realize that your bait is not here anymore. It's drifted all the way down there, and as you strike, this thing comes from the other side.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I never even wanted to try that. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot
David,
of effort.
You must come with me, and Dean and I go sometimes. Next time we go, you're coming with us. Okay, you're gonna have such fun.
Really, I would like to do it. I would like to give it a try. It's
very covert. We got to wear camouflage clothing and make sure no one sees us. Flipping skellums.
No, that I won't mind.
And then I've got a question. Oh, have you ever used zigs before, Dave?
Ooh, not at all. I tried to use zigs. Then I'm like, you must always like measure from the depth and what depth you fishing, what meters is it, and that. And I was like, no. This is not gonna be for me, really. I try it, then I'm like, no. Even to cast, that thing is a machine. I mean, to cast only a zig. I've been seeing people even casting a zig and whatever. You know what they end up like, I don't want fishing anymore and whatever. It's a little bit, I think that you have to set, I think if I have to fish zigs, I have to fish it for a 1 year, full 1 year period. Then I was like, I'll fish zigs and whatnot. Straight on like this, no way. I'm fine with it. I leave it for
I really want to try zigs more often. Like I've fished zigs before, not too much success, but with Gilbert's, because I had a chat with Gilbert and the video's online if you guys want to watch it. He literally won world championships fishing zigs. And yeah, since his advice, I want to try it again because he's got some great tips that I didn't really think of, and how to cover water. I'm going to really try it again, but I'll try it again more after I've caught a couple of carp after lockdown. When I feel better, I will experiment with zigs. But guys, if you're interested, I'm going to make how to make a cheap adjustable zig. It's a very cheap option because these adjustable zig things are blooming expensive for what they are. So I'm going to make a cheap one that can do the same thing. So, not that I'm an expert, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, cool. This is the last question. Why do you fish? Dave, the question is from Keldon Mackerel. Is that Keldon? Is that Keldon who I fished with at Fun Fishing? If it is, please say yes on the group, on the chat. He says, why do you fish? Yes, it's Keldon. I fished with Keldon. We're going to see Keldon in the video when I fished Fun Fishing. He caught quite a few carp. He's a lovely angler. Really nice guy. Okay, so he says, why do you fish the side that people don't fish?
Yes, the thing is that with me, I'll go because, if nobody fish there, then, those fishes, they're going to be sick because they must understand certain amount of a fish, they're not moving around and whatever. So there, it's a home ground. It's like their zoo. They keep there in and nobody's give it their pressure and whatever. So for me, I'd rather go with and give it a try and see does it benefit me, or if it's just I'm wasting your time. I'd rather sit there where people, they can fish normal and whatever. I can get a similar thing, or I'd rather can go sit the opposite direction of the bank and see, can I get something different of what's happening? Because, there are certain fishes where they're sitting and whatever you can see. Like Florida Lake, there's certain place like this weekend, I'll be fishing Florida, like from tomorrow until Sunday, I'll be fishing Florida and whatever, but there are certain places where in Florida you have to check. I cannot cast like the people of Florida Lake. People of Florida Lake, they cast like 1 kilometer out. No, those guys, they can really cast, you know what? Yeah. One day even I went there, I was meeting, who's this? Quentin Lowe. He was casting a spawn. I was standing next to him just having a chat. This guy was cutting the spawn like nobody's business. Even the spawn rod even broke off. And I was like, you know what? I can step away and whatever. Because for me, I don't... this for me, no, yeah. So always, even the guys, they'll show you this is a rod and this is a but for me, I like to go for where people that cannot go because people like they fear out, they're like, that's a little bit whatever. I'd rather go for it and give it a chance and see what can I get. Even I know what you say, right? It can cost me, end of the day, it can cost my life actually. It can cost, I can be in danger, I can get robbed or I can get killed and what. But at least to say, all right, but he done it. You see, that's all.
So it's more exploring than anything else.
But I always tell my mother, like the day one of the day when you see the cops arriving or what, you must know to say, yeah, something happened to me. It's like, but so long they don't see cops and what, it's like, why you keep going? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it until I have to go do it. I have to, because if I'm not gonna do it, who's gonna do it? I wanted to go do it. I want to explore this. I'm young. I'm not gonna be young forever. One day I'll be
David, your poor mother must worry so much.
Not that much. At least now he knows. Even when I go, now he's interested. Like, oh, are you going? When I'm fishing alone, it's like he's getting a little bit worried. It's like, hey, you fishing alone again? You tell me where you're gonna be fishing and what. I'm like, no. But when I'm fishing with someone, it's like, okay, I know that person, and no, you never allowed it. Whatever you have to go, and I'll really push it. I'll push the boundaries. Even I'm going with someone like, bruh. Don't you want to fish? We must fish. No, David, what you thinking? What brings your mind to say we're fishing there? No, then yeah.
With that said, you brave man. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the live chat. You're such a legend, and thank you for all of your advice and your opinions and all of your great knowledge that you've shared with us. I really, really appreciate it.
All right. That really thanks me too. I really appreciate it much and all the questions and everything. Yeah, I really know what it's a nice thing to just inspire other people and seeing you giving some changes to other people, even without noticing it. Because I've been fishing for myself, like I'm fishing, but I never knew like there's people really like looking out like, hey, that guy that guy, you know, whatever. Yeah, when I come to the bank, it happens most of the time. Just, yo, yes, this guy, he caught his fish from where. But yeah, I really appreciate it for this opportunity, this platform you gave me to express everything and ever, and even talk some secret, giving some secret out there.
Hey, the banana pineapple fish meal.
But that's fine. At least it can help somebody end of the day. That is how it
will.
goes. Yeah, I do.
Thanks so much, David. Okay, so yeah, I really appreciate you coming out. And then for all you guys watching, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, do all those things. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. And till next time, tight lines, guys.
Thank you, sweet.
Bye.